Our top focus this afternoon is on India's biggest bank scam. A full-blown political war has broken out on the bank loot case involving billionaire diamond businessman Nirav Modi after the Congress launched a scathing attack on the Prime Minister, questioning how several warnings in his connection were ignored by the government. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has hit back, claiming that the matter started during the UPA regime and now it has been detected. The Aam Aadmi Party government and the CPM have also targeted the Modi government over the issue, with both parties claiming that Nirav Modi could not have fled the country without the connivance of the BJP.
प्रधानमंत्री जी को इस पूरे मामले की जानकारी जब और किसी अधिकारी अथॉरिटी ने नहीं सुना तो 26 जुलाई 2016 को दे दी गई थी। प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय ने इसका संज्ञान भी लिया है। इस सब के बावजूद भी प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय से लेकर फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री और कॉरपोरेट अफेयर मिनिस्ट्री से लेकर फाइनेंशियल इंटेलिजेंस यूनिट फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री से लेकर सभी अथॉरिटीज और मोदी सरकार क्या सोई पड़ी थी और क्यों? हाउ वाज द एंटायर सिस्टम बाईपास्ड under the nose of a prime minister who says he keeps track of movement of even a single fly across the country? How did the fraud escape the eyes of all the auditors and all the investigators? Does it not point to an active complicity at the highest level? Who is protecting Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi?
दरकिनारे करते हुए या तो मुंह उस तरफ मोड़ करके यूपीए सरकार ने उनके अपने सरकार चलाई। अभी जो बाहर आ रहे हैं ये सब उनका देन है, उसके ऊपर जरूर एक्शन होगा।
देखना तो उन्हें चाहिए था ना, घोटाला 2011 का। अब आकर के धीरे धीरे पता लगा, मतलब ये सरकार संज्ञान लेकर के हर जगह खोदबीन करके निकाल रही है।
देखिए, निश्चित तौर पे जो घोटाले हैं ये पिछले सरकार के पाप हैं जो आज खुल रहे हैं। कुछ पाप उनके रहते हुए खुल गए थे, कुछ उनके यूपीए सरकार के पाप आज खुल रहे हैं और निश्चित तौर पर ये घोटाला पकड़ने का काम किया है तो घोटालेबाज इस सरकार में कोई भी बचने वाला नहीं है। भाग गया है तो वो पकड़ा भी जाएगा, ज्यादा दिन तक वो कानून की गिरफ्त से बाहर नहीं रहने वाला है। निश्चित तौर पर ही कोई भी पाप करने वाला, भ्रष्टाचार करने वाला मोदी जी की सरकार में बचने वाला नहीं है।
How such a loot, such a fraud was allowed to take place in Punjab National Bank? It is people's money they looted, they took away. And here comes the question, there should be a thorough probe and there should be a JPC also to go into the whole case, what is happening in our banking sector.
Let's get a word from our team that's tracking developments on this story. For us, we have our business editor Rajiv Dubey, who's with us in our studios. We also have Virendra Gunawat and Mustafa Sheikh live from Mumbai. We have Paulmi Saha, who's with us live from the national capital. Rajiv, to you first, the biggest banking scam in the history of our country, 11,000 crores we're talking about. You're saying that's only the principal amount. When you add up interest, it's going to be a lot more.
So this is the total amount that PNB has so far detected, which is essentially what it means is that it's probably the amount of money that buyer's credit have been issued against the LOUs that PNB has issued. So this is the amount that they have come up with. There will be interest only if it is not paid back. If it is paid back, as you know, Nirav Modi is saying within 6 months that he is asking for, he'll only have to pay up the interest. Otherwise, PNB will have to pay up this amount to the banks to whom they owe this money, because the buyer's credit is guaranteed by PNB for the against the LOUs that PNB itself has issued to Nirav Modi and his companies.
All right, so we're talking about a much larger figure here.
It may come to a larger figure because this is just a preliminary number that PNB has come to. If they discover more within the next few days as they are investigating this further, maybe other banks are also involved and maybe other companies are also involved. that the PNB doesn't know. PNB is actually written to 30 banks saying that if you find something similar modus operandi that you figure out, then they should be informed. And I think like the PNB managing director was saying, that there has been a consortium meeting that has taken place between various banks, and I guess once they get into this investigation deeply, and if they find similar cases, they might come up with an even larger number.
So even the principal amount right now is double of what we've seen in the Vijay Mallya case.
Exactly.
Let's also get a word from our team of reporters tracking developments for us. Virender Gunawat, the Enforcement Directorate is now moving swiftly. We're being told all properties of Nirav Modi have been sealed. Cases also likely to be registered against his wife and son.
Exactly. In fact, the information that we are getting is that 40 properties of Mehul Choksi and Nirav Modi and all the other accused have been already sealed by Enforcement Directorate across the country. Even CBI has you can say even they have almost sealed the residence of Nirav Modi at Mumbai, the Worli location. So the first round of conducting searches is already over. The second round has begun because we are already outside the ED office and we are seeing the officers still going on in their cars for the further searches. So definitely still the work is going on, and in the next few, maybe next half an hour, we might get some more details about the searches, the documents seized and the other information from the senior officials from Enforcement Directorate. But overall, ED has already said that in next 1 or 2 days, even they will issue a lookout notice against all the 4 accused, and CBI has already done it. They have issued this lookout notice on during the 1st and the 2nd February, soon after registering a FIR against all 4. Back to you.
Right. We also have Mustafa Sheikh, who's with us live from Mumbai. Mustafa, the CBI says that the agency had received 2 complaints against Nirav Modi alleging the fraud of 10,000 crore rupees. Agency is also probing the involvement of Gitanjali Jewellers now.
Yes, of course, Asimi, that's the main development which is coming up. Since morning, the searches were going on. CBI has registered an FIR blaming the 2 PNB employees. But the further investigation you're talking about, that Gitanjali company has also being probed now. As of now, what we are hearing is that the brother of Nirav Modi may also named in the FIR, so some action can also be taken against them. So what at this point of time we are seeing is that the CBI is restricting itself to the documentary work, because all the people we are dealing with as an accused are NRIs, and it's very difficult to get them for interrogation and person-to-person investigation. The entire case in future will only rely on the documentary evidence and technical evidence from the bank employees and on the document. So it's a very tough case to investigate. Also, it will be interesting to see how the CBI and the ED together progresses in this financial fraud.
All right, Paulomi and Mustafa and Virender, stay on with us now as politics continues over the PNB Bank fraud case. A picture doing the rounds has added to the Modi government's woes. Nirav Modi is seen posing with Prime Minister Modi and other business honchos. The Congress and other opposition parties have also cited this photograph to question the Modi government. This photograph was reportedly taken on the 23rd of January in Davos.
Despite all this happening, despite a complaint with the Prime Minister along with documents on 22nd July 2016, the same gentleman, our second Chota Modi, Nirav Modi, वो नीरव मोदी जी फिर जाते हैं डावोस के बिजनेस डेलीगेशन में प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ, और उनकी ये जो प्रधानमंत्री जी के साथ बड़ी रुचिकर पिक्चर है डावोस के बिजनेस डेलीगेशन की, ये भी हम आपको इसके साथ भेज रहे हैं। वैसे तो ये सबसे ताजी फोटो यही है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ऐसे आदमी को क्यों लेकर जा रहे थे?
All right, news just in. Government sources have denied Nirav Modi, Prime Minister Modi meet at Davos. Government sources have told India Today that no business delegation accompanies the Prime Minister. There was no meeting between the Prime Minister and Nirav Modi. Some meetings had taken place of the Prime Minister. After the meeting, the Prime Minister stepped out when he was told that there is a photo op. He went and stood for the photo op and then left. All business persons go to the World Economic Forum in their personal capacity. Sources confirmed that the photo was taken at Davos, but there were no there was no one-on-one meeting that took place between Nirav Modi and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. We have our political affairs editor Rahul Srivastava who's with us on the phone line. Rahul, the government now issuing a clarification saying that opposition parties are latching on to this photograph in the video taken from Davos where Narendra Modi and Nirav Modi are seen in the same frame, but they claim that there was no one-on-one meeting that took place.
Yes, this is what the government is saying, but right now what we can say is that such is a cloud of doubts and speculation over the Nirav Modi issue, because it follows on a trail. First we had Lalit Modi escaping after facing charges, and Vijay Mallya escaping India just a few days before the consortium of banks approached the Supreme Court for recovery of their money. And now in case where the PNB started moving with the CBI and the Bombay Stock Exchange and NSE, and just before that Nirav Modi flees out of the country, the fact is that government will be facing some uncomfortable questions over the next few days till there is a clarity in the case. The fact remains that at the CEO meet where 100-odd CEOs were there with the Prime Minister, there were many others who are defaulters with banks. The fact remains that at that meeting there were many others, and Nirav Modi was a budding aspirational businessman who has climbed fast rungs in business. Now it is becoming clear that it could perhaps have been the underhand measures and collusion of bank officials which helped his meteoric rise as far as the diamond trade is concerned. The fact is that he was there at that meeting, and the opposition has a weapon to attack the government. It is the proximity, it is the pictures which will add to a political charge by the opposition, and the government will have to have broad shoulders to handle it. Right now what we can say is that the government is trying to find answers. One, whether Nirav Modi has plans to come back to India. If he does not, because irrespective of the fact that he may be saying that he's ready to return the money to the bank, the fact is that the manner in which he took the money from various banks through the collusion of bank officials is a fraud for which he will be facing criminal charges.
Right. Now, Srivastava, stay on with us. Before I come to Rajiv Dubey, who was actually in Davos and covered that entire World Economic Forum, let's get a word from Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, who's with us on the phone line. Sanjay Jha, the BJP has now started giving explanations. The first reaction coming in from Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, who said that the scam actually originated at the time of the NDA. Second clarification that comes is in response to this photograph of Nirav Modi and Narendra Modi in the same frame. They say that there were other people also who were a part of this delegation, and no one-on-one meeting took place between Narendra Modi and Nirav Modi.
I think the defense minister's defense is appalling. It's absolutely pathetic. And, I think here is the government that is so disingenuous in a brazen fashion that it is economical with the truth, with the people of India. I mean, the fundamental question that anybody is going to ask is, one, that here is a man who duped a public sector bank of 11,000 crores. That's not peanuts, unless this government thinks it's peanuts. The second point is, what was the finance ministry doing about it? It is impossible. I've been a banker before. I can tell you that if anybody is creating this kind of a fraud of such an epic scale, the banking system has enough checks and balances to expose that. Instead of acknowledging that the entire fraud has happened, the scam may have commenced whenever. But the truth is that the fraud has really escalated over this last time. The LOUs were issued in the month of January 2018. What are we talking about? The question is, how did Nirav Modi escape? Why wasn't a lookout notice issued for him earlier? In January, if he had already left India in January, how is it that you mean to say that nobody in the Indian government approved as to who will be coming in a photo op with the Prime Minister? You mean to say that anybody who can pay money and go to Davos can do what he wants there? I mean, these are clear at the highest levels for not just security reasons, but also for perception and protocol. So clearly, this go-ahead which is given to Nirav Modi for being in a photograph with the Prime Minister of India is a larger point. And this is what we need to get to the bottom of, that the Punjab National Bank today, if this kind of fraud was committed, did it have official patronage that went beyond the bank? This will have to be investigated at the highest level. The BJP can do what it wants, but the truth is that there are questions to be asked. The other day in an RTI query, the finance ministry said they don't even have details of the entire outstanding debt of Vijay Mallya. And they talk of doing an extradition to get Vijay Mallya back to India. This is exactly going like the Lalit Modi and the Vijay Mallya case. People who are financial culprits, who have created, I think, a vast fraud on the system of India, which, by the way, is not just a fraud. This is a scam in collusion with definitely a whole lot of other people. They have actually gone and settled abroad, and they're not likely to come back to this country in a hurry. And clearly, this government was deliberately comatose, and this is a serious scam of epic proportions that Mr. Modi and his government will have to answer to the people of India.
Sanjay Jha, stay on with us. We also have our business editor Rajiv Dubey, who's with us live in our studios. Rajiv, in fact, was at the World Economic Forum. He brought us reports from Davos. Rajiv, Sanjay Jha making a point here, saying that how is it that there's a protocol in place to see who poses with the Prime Minister in an official photograph? Why was no background check done on the kind of people? And can anyone who's coming to Davos actually participate in photographs that are taking place like this?
So what we can say for sure is that this photograph and this video actually was shot right within minutes of the Prime Minister's speech getting over, and we know this because we were asking for comments from the CEOs, and they were saying they're rushing for this photograph and that they'll be back within minutes. So as the Prime Minister's speech ended, these CEOs actually went and got this photo and the video done. What we do not know yet is whether they were all invited, because typically whenever there is a the CEO delegation that goes, that's part of several international leaders who carry take CEO delegations, but Indian Prime Minister has not been carrying or taking CEO delegations with him for several years. So what we can say for sure is that Nirav Modi for sure has not travelled with the Prime Minister as far as the Davos visit is concerned. He may have communicated or met up with the team there and then come and post for the photo, but obviously the photo op cannot happen unless the Prime Minister's team and the Prime Minister's office approves of the CEOs coming and posing with him.
Absolutely. Sanjay Jha, you also said that these documents, these LOUs that were issued by PNB were actually issued in 2017. Can you actually give us a date? Because there are sources who are indicating that these agreement papers were actually processed way back in 2011.
Well, still what that has come out in today's Indian Express, for instance, and the bank and
Alright, we're going to try and reconnect with Sanjay Jha. We're facing some trouble on that line. Meanwhile, the questions that need to be asked at this point as we try and get more information about India's biggest banking fraud. Where is Nirav Modi now? Out of India, reportedly in Switzerland. What is Nirav Modi's defense? He's written to the PNB assuring payback, claims will return money by selling Firestar Diamond Company. When did the fraud start? We're being told it's 2011. The Congress claims it was as recent as 2017. Where did the fraud start? Fountain Branch PNB, which is in Mumbai. What is an LOU undertaken by a bank to repay a client's loan? What is the PNB scam? Forged PNB credit used to get overseas loans. Rupees 11,300 crore loans swindled out of banks. How did scam remain a secret? Corrupt bankers avoid PNB core banking system. We have Rajiv Dubey, our business editor, who's with us in our studios. Rajiv Dubey, we're talking about the defense that's being put out by Nirav Modi. He has now apparently written to PNB saying he is willing or is considering paying off the entire loan back. But that's hardly a defense. He's been detected now, and he's saying that he will repay the money. But the intention obviously wasn't to repay. There seems to be an attempt to swindle the taxpayers of their money.
So, Simi, it's very clear that there is a fraud here. Now, he might want to pay up some of this money, but there is connivance between bank officials, between Nirav Modi and companies that he is running. And one of the companies also has Mehul Chokshi, so he's one of the directors in the company. So there is clear case of fraud. The question is, how much of that money does he have? Of this 11,000 crore, if he has availed of a buyer's credit of all this 11,000 crore, does he have the resources and the funds? Where did he deploy those funds? Those are the kind of questions that this raises, after all, because whatever letters of whatever bias credits have been issued against letter of undertakings, PNB is liable to pay for it if those banks come back and say that Nirav Modi has not made the payments for those bias credit. So it seems it seems that in this case what is happening is probably he was using one bias credit, bias credit from one bank to pay off bias credit, from the other bank, and to pay off bias credit for the third bank.
But
now,
why is this communication gap there?
So what did he do between the, with the funds in between? Where did he deploy those funds? Those are the kind of questions that will need to be unearthed by the investigating agencies.
Let's also get an word from Poulomi Saha, who's with us live from the national capital. Poulomi, the BJP saying that this scams originated when the UPA government was in power. But fact is that Nirav Modi, who is now an absconder, or at least considered to be an absconder since none of the investigating agencies have been able to trace him, he left the country when the BJP government was in power, and we're being told that investigations started before January this year.
That's right. In fact, those are some of the questions that the BJP and the government will have to answer for, because you can keep using this one excuse that the scam started in 2011. But if the Congress's word is to be believed, then there was a complaint which was filed with the Prime Minister's office in 2016 on the 29th of July. We've accessed that letter as well, that complaint letter, which was specifically, of course, against Mehul Choksi and Gitanjali Gems. And then, of course, this fraud which continued up until now, when, of course, PNB went to the investigating agencies and an FIR was lodged. It remains to be seen how the BJP counters these allegations. At 5 p.m. this evening, Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad will be addressing a press conference, taking on those 5 questions from the Congress party, how he defends the Prime Minister's office, and of course the government's complete laxity in allowing Nirav Modi and the entire family, the troop, the Modi clan and the Mehul Choksi clan, to leave the country even before the investigation has gotten underway. Those are some questions that they'll have to answer.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.